On June 28, 1974, the first NATO air headquarters was stood up at Ramstein Air Base, manned with staff from Belgium, Canada, Germany, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, as well as the United States. Its mission was to provide central direction and control for the NATO forces in the European Central Region through the coordination of the headquarters of 2nd Allied Tactical Air Force based at Rheindahlem and 4th Allied Tactical Air Forces based at Heidelberg. Today, 50 years later, it's not just the number of nations represented at Allied Air Command that has expanded, included many former Eastern European countries, but also the mission that now includes coordination and command and control of integrated air and missile defense, cyber, space, deterrence and defense, and the Joint Forces Air Component. And last but not least, the area of responsibility of the Allied Air Command expanded from the limits of Central Europe, now encompassing all of NATO's territories in Europe. Through several name changes and reorganizations, Allied Air Command has become NATO's single air headquarters at Ramstein, delivering air and space power to the alliance. Air and space power is one key element of how NATO has provided collective security to its members. Over 5 decades, air and space power has hugely contributed to ensuring peace and stability, working hand in glove with the other services. During the years of the Cold War, during several rounds of NATO enlargement, during out-of-area operations in Libya or Afghanistan, during the recent brutal changes in global security environment that Russia has brutally and illegally caused, first annexing Crimea and then cruelly attacking Ukraine's territory and citizens. NATO air and space power has a lead role in conducting NATO's enhanced vigilant activities, countless multi-domain operations, and flexible deterrent options, assuring our allies and deterring our adversaries, ready to defend every inch of NATO territory. The AIRCOM team has been the helm in an incredibly busy time with an unprecedented buildup of Allied capability and capacity, not only along the eastern flank. For 50 years, the Allied Air Command team has proven we are flexible and innovative, ready to move on. We have moved on through frequent reorganizations since the end of the Cold War, adapting our structure to master new challenges. We have moved from preparation from classical East-West confrontation in Article 5 to out-of-area missions, and now we are embracing preparations for Article 5 again. We moved from a command that was scattered in several buildings around Ramstein Air Base in the beginning to a state-of-the-art consolidated staff building that allowed us since 2005 to provide air and space power more effectively and efficiently. We moved through generations of fighter jets, from 3rd generation to 5th generation, readily adding them to our aircraft fleets, integrating powerful new capabilities into our plans and concepts for alliance defense. Advances in technology have allowed us to go from a dozen KAOCs to just 2, and still improving our situational awareness, command and control arrangements, and responsiveness over a hugely expanded area of responsibility. Besides marking 50 years of NATO air at Ramstein Air Base, we are also proud to mark 75 years of NATO as the most successful collective security alliance in history. From its founding 75 years ago, building bridges and working towards consensus is ensuring collective security in post-World War II times. NATO has had a historic record of success and relevance. Today, 75 years later, NATO is built on an enduring commitment to our shared values and our ability to adapt to emerging challenges. We celebrate our collective history of military preparations, innovation, and operations. NATO air and space power has been a contributor to collective security, deterrence, and defense. For almost 50 years, an Allied Command Authority for NATO's Air Forces at Ramstein Air Base has supported NATO's overall commitment to protecting its people, its common values, and its individual securities. I am proud to have the privilege to lead this fine team of awe-inspiring women and men from our NATO nations gathered at Allied Air Command, performing terrific work to provide NATO with cutting-edge air and space power. You all make a huge contribution to keeping our skies safe, protecting our territory and people, deterring potential aggressors, and, if necessary, defending every inch of NATO airspace. Thanks to all of you.